to Unapologetically Fierce with Faith, brought to you by CKJ Live. This is a safe place where my beloved tribe members and I put anything and everything on the table and dish the unfiltered tea. We are not just a podcast, we are a movement. So get your favorite beverage on hand and enjoy the show.
Hey ladies, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Hey Tam.
Good. Hi ladies.
I am excited tonight because we kick off our series on self-love / self-care. The next 4 weeks, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to get a little more specific as time goes on. But last week when we were going over our vision boards, I noticed that even though everybody's was a little different, that we all had the underlying theme of betterment. And that's basically what like self-love and self-care is. It's betterment. It's feeling better, looking better, doing better in life in general. So I'm really interested in kind of just, based off of what we talked about last week and what we will be talking about, just getting to know like what everybody's betterment goal is for 2021. What are y'all doing for self-care, self-love? So I'm going to start with you, Ms. Faith. What are your plans for 2021?
My plans are to really focus on mental health and spirituality. You guys know that I'm a real advocate for mental health because of personal reasons. And, it just helps with betterment. Just a little taste. I won't give too much away. I'm going to talk about unhealthy connections, unhealthy attachments versus healthy connections, which is very important. Putting more focus on what makes me happy. So me, Faith, happy, and less on making other people happy. And let the real connections come my way and never question my worthiness. So if it's someone's time to leave, then, it's their time to go as life goes. And I think that with spirituality and your mental health, which kind of goes hand in hand, it really helps. But I won't give away too much. So, that's all I'm going to give tonight.
Well, I love it, Faith. I think, mental health is a great topic because that's probably where everything else stems from. So it's always great when you get the mind right. I like to think the mind goes in one direction and the body should follow. So with that, I think for me, my focus this year is going to be really on a fitness thing. You guys know that that's been a huge factor in my life the past several years. So I want to continue that and just really push to improve all of my fitness goals. I feel my best mentally when I'm at the gym. I think I've shared that with you ladies, the endorphin rush and all of that's like a real thing. So I really do want to focus a little bit on just setting major goals for myself. One of them I'll tease a little bit. We can discuss this further next week. But one of my major goals this year is going to be accomplishing a marathon, which we talked about a little. I mentioned a little bit when we went over the vision board. So that is something I want to focus on, some fitness, setting big goals, and then planning and preparing for them in a very organized way. And then the other factor that I think I want to think about is also helping other people when it comes to fitness goals. But with that said, I've talked periodically through all of the topics that we've covered about fitness, and I haven't really dived in. So I'm excited to be able to talk about it some more next week. But yeah, I'll leave it at that for now.
Well, I think I like the way this is going. So far we have the mental piece, the physical piece. Well, we need the financial piece. And I think that's where I'm going to come in. Being financially free is one of my big things. And I've been working on it, honestly, not for a year or so, but more like 20 years. So it's been taking me a long time to develop this, but financial freedom is my big thing, and it's not an overnight process. So I will just give you guys a little snippet. When I started my career, say in my early 20s, I probably was making in the mid-30s, right? Mid-30,000s. And I remember at that point, my goal was to make 40,000. Once I got to 40,000, my goal was to make 50,000. Then at 50, you're like, no, let me just get to 60. Then at 60, you realize, I need a bigger jump, maybe 80,000. Then you get to an 80,000. You're like, this really isn't at 90, 100, 120. Then you realize there's no set number. There is no magic number. And what I realized is actually whatever life you're trying to live, however you're comfortable, stress-free, and able to live your life. That's the magic number you should be trying to attain. So my sweet spot is a lot higher now, and I've just been working on things over the last few years to get myself there. But my real factor is actually providing for my kids. So it's not them today, but it's actually their future for tomorrow. So I'm going to leave you guys with that much. It's really getting my kids to that next level so that when they finish college, they don't have to really hit the pavement and knock on some doors to get a job. They could be financially stable and hopefully financially free. So that's my big thing. It's financial freedom. Can't wait to talk about more of it. I
love it. And I'm going to round it off with where I'm at right now is taking care of my skin as I very slowly, Faith, before you start with me, very slowly but surely take my time creeping into my 40s. I've noticed that things that were so easy to me in my 20s and, blessed also in my 30s to not be an issue. I've always, never had to deal with like acne-prone skin or things like that, or spots on my face. My grandma was always very adamant about don't pick your face because you're going to stay with these little marks or whatever. So I never really took like skincare seriously because I was just like, whatever, I have good skin. Like I don't need to do all that extra stuff. And as I get older, I feel like my skin is starting to betray me a little bit. I see myself looking a little dry when I look in the mirror. Or,
it's a thing, girl. It's a thing.
Or something. Water. I'll get a bump and it'll just stay past its expiration date. I'm like, what are you still doing on my face? So I've noticed that things that I've taken for granted in the past are things that I have to put a little bit more effort into as I slowly but surely get older. And as I like to say, looking my age is never the goal. I always want to look younger. As Myrna says, 29 forever.
Forever 29. Hashtag forever 29.
So
right.
I have to be a little more intentional in doing that and taking the steps to keep the skin glowing, keep the hair popping, and, just
I love it. How about two things though? Water and moisturizer. Seriously, that's the building blocks.
Yeah. But listen,
Mom always tell me that, she was like, you have to start buying, skincare products. And I'm like,
sunscreen, ladies, sunscreen. Even if you got that melanin, sunscreen, the sun is damaging the skin. But we could talk about it more another time. I will say this. I'm excited to hear what everybody has to say. Each one of these topics is so important in making a whole, healthy human being. The financial freedom that Carrie, just mentioned, the spirituality and the mental health, super duper important. Of course, the physical health, this is your vessel, this body that's going to carry you through to the end of your time. It's the only thing that really, truly belongs to you. And then, of course, skincare. Come on, ladies. I mean,
that's right.
Super important. So yeah, I'm excited, ladies. I'm excited.
It makes sense to spend all that money on makeup if what's underneath it is not popping as well. So, but I am excited, like Myrna said, I'm so excited to delve further into this and possibly pick up some tips and also have some accountability partners, because it's one thing to say that you're going to, do this and do that and then just like go off the grid and don't do it. But if you say it out loud and we hear you, we're going to check up on you and be like, hey, have you done what you said you were going to do?
Right.
That's right. Accountability.
So I'm really excited for this, and I hope that you guys will all join us the next couple of weeks. Starting off with Myrna next week, will be kicking us off with her fitness journey and hopefully get us all motivated and into the gym as well.
Pull me in the gym, Myrna.
Yay. Yeah, I cannot wait, ladies. Yeah, what good is a vision board if you don't put it into practice, right?
That's
so
right.
I'm looking forward to just telling you a little bit about my my journey, what prompted me to get going, and some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way that have helped me with motivation and continuing to set goals for myself and et cetera, et cetera. So looking forward to it.
I got my kettlebells.
Let's go. Bring them next week.
All right, ladies. I'm looking forward to keeping this conversation going the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you for joining us at Unapologetically Fierce with Faith, brought to you by CKJ Live. Come back and visit again to hear more of the unfiltered tea that we are ready to dish. And remember, we are not just a podcast, we are a movement.